The diagnostic criteria are wrong for autism, especially in women. If you want to find new diagnostic criteria, just string together a bunch of the stuff they say in a forum that I am banned from, r/autism in women. I guess I have women's autism, by the way, which makes sense considering the rest of me. So they're talking about cameras. Today, in the thread of the day, they're talking about imagining cameras. Somebody said, do you imagine cameras observing you when you're alone? And a bunch of people said, hell yeah, I do. How did you know that? Because I totally imagine cameras, and I know that it's not I know that it's not real. I know there aren't cameras, but I can't stop imagining them. Or I did when I was a kid and stuff like that. This is a really interesting pseudo-delusion. They don't believe in it, but they feel it. And I think it explains that, it explains something about the autistic thought process, especially in women, where the brain just gravitates to the idea of cameras because that's the closest thing it has to the processes that are actually going on inside. So I'd like to say something about supposed delusions and mistakes. Is that how do I want to say this? They're not wrong. This is a phrase I keep saying: is they're not wrong. They're mistaken, but these supposed pathologies reflect realities. That's why they're in common between these people. So anyway, I just thought it was really interesting. What does it mean? Well, I think a lot about modeling. I'm going to say, don't use the term double empathy problem, because it's not empathy that's missing. In fact, we empathize promiscuously. It's modeling that's a problem. We have to consciously, in a computationally expensive way, create mental models of ourselves, the neutral observer, the world that we're in. And that's like creating cameras in the brain that don't judge, but just view everything. And the lack of judgment means that we can't pull meaning out of this as easily as the allist can. So it's not ultimately performing the useful function that it should be. So that's why this is not helpful necessarily. There's other way that we process. So when you think about empathy, don't think about empathy. Think about a bunch of cameras looking at you.